game's just ridiculous individually speaking, but I've also got to highlight how sick are those pictures on G2.Kinguin.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
Those
I
are
think
awesome.
one of
I
them
definitely
stands
want one.
out above all the others
Just a bit, yeah,
pretty
Dennis.
clearly. I think it's Dennis.
I'm like looking between the 4G2 pictures, like what's really, they're all nice, but I don't know.
The Spooter profile pic has to stop. At this point, it's become an epidemic.
Yeah, I think it was really funny when it was like all envy or whatever.
Yeah, it was funny when it's just like MBK and Envious, but now it's like everybody. It's like, all right, what's the new thing?
It's a meme, you dip.
Yeah, it's true. I forgot. All right, nade coming in from Pimp. Overhand toss. And I don't know if it even hit anybody right there. So the bomb will go down again. And now it's just going to be the cleanup crew for Team Dignitas moving in.
Yeah, good luck, Jacob. Rip. And there's Dignitas again, just like the weapon superiority. Good aim, solid place.
Yeah, you let the bomb go down. I mean, it's a map where you let that happen because so much better than like losing your man inner and then potentially losing a retake. I've seen some horrible things like that happen in the past. I don't know if it was Gfinity where Cloud9 like lost a very important round. I'm being very specific about one round that's happened, but they lost a full eco while playing retake on B site because they lost their man inner on a rush. But yeah.
This map always catches me off guard, just seeing like Lenin when you spawn.
Yeah, and the spawn,
Russian.
it's pretty funny.
I just said from the Russians' perspective, but it's actually terrorists.
Yeah, that is also
Slip of the
that's a good
tongue.
point. I mean,
But here we go.
He's like a historical figure. Whoa, look at that grenade.
Oh, that's a nice nade.
That's damage right there. That's definitely $300 all spent.
I'm surprised they tried to force their way down ladder just like that. I mean, the nade did a lot of damage. Was there a flash to follow up as they peek? Instead, AZ just lines up two. They're looking for another, and okay, well, they even it up, and now it's an advantage for those terrorists here. They've gotten it to the 3-on-3. Nade going in from Pimp. And let's see what else. MSL's the only one with a lot of that utility right now, but he's the man locked on inner, so they can't smoke off ladder. They don't even know that Makalele has worked himself all the way down to the base of that green train. And now he's behind Pimp, who will get the kill on terrain. Now he's got to turn and deal with Makalele, but he cannot manage it. Now just MSL.
They got from us that smoke's going to keep him at bay for a few seconds. He may think about just pushing through this, honestly, trying to catch the T's off guard. That's what he's done, but the issue is that Makalele was waiting just outside of Pop Dog and picks him up. So a good round for G2. And, well, we see why a lot of teams do end up waiting for the third round before buying the AK-47s. Gives you a much better chance at clutching it out.
Yeah, you might think that like you jump through a smoke that early before the bomb's actually planted, and you could take your time. You have lots of time to defuse the bomb. And the issue is that on train, it's one of like the most difficult site. A site on train is one of the most difficult sites to like retake on, pretty much in the game. So for MSL to jump through as soon as he did only made sense to me, especially in the 1v2. But overall, I think Rain made a really smart play there at ladder. It looked like it was going to be a bad round, but from 3v5, G2 looked like they were in control.
Wow, Schneider catching them all off guard as he was hiding out on the reverse side of the spools. So it made this a little bit more costly as Kinguin have still managed to get themselves into the back of that B bomb train, and this is definitely the easier site to retake, but it's also the much easier site for the terrorists to just take and get that bomb down. We saw it twice on the first two rounds where they lost. They're doing it again here on a rifle. Pimp and Kirby starting to pick them apart. Kirby with the shadow daggers. You'd like to see those. And the Dragon King as well. He's going to go up top. Come right back outside, and he will get it. And oh, he doesn't have a kit and didn't pick one up. Time might be somewhat tight here, but he should have it.
Yeah, he's got it.
He's got this, yeah.
It was a little bit tight. Oh wow, it was actually pretty closer than I thought even. But they get the up, they come away with the round. That's very important for Dignitas. It's still very early for G2. They're getting bomb plants and making close rounds happen. That last round was good, even the one they won, where they had two people alive. They got a bomb plant, so their money isn't in a terrible spot. And it looks like they will buy up again, which I wholly agree with that. It comes down to 1v1. You almost won the round. It was a force up. Why not force up again? Right, Vince? YOLO.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's also because they know Dignitas' economy is weak, so if they win this round, it's eco time for Dignitas. So I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with this buy from Kinguin. It's not even that bad. You know, yes, they're lacking a bit of utility, but they've still got 3 smokes to play with. Fast push in from Dignitas. It's got a horribly roll, but they weren't expecting the double stack at Schneider with the FAMAS. is there on point. MSL also claims himself a frag. 2-on-2. Bomb's been dropped in a horrible place for the T's. And they're going to have to push up together here. This is going to be rough, Joey. Especially with that smoke down as well. Is Rain going to try and use this to his advantage, though?
Well, I mean, he can't wait. He's got so much time. He just wait for it to dissipate. And I'm so surprised. Did they just not? Are they not aware that Schneider is on Dignitas? Like, I know it's a recent change because he's caught them off guard as that man inner. Like 2 rounds in a row now. They just didn't expect that second player inner. And Schneider got a double kill last round with the CZ and this round with, I think he had the FAMAS. So that's crazy to me. And I think, what, another smoke went down, or is this just the world's longest smoke? Oh, beautiful pop flash. MSL can see nothing. Rain gets a headshot with that Tech 9 now, all on to AZ. Moves up with the A4 and just fights. But Makalele will win. Yeah, and with 2 HP. Could have even cratered there at the end.
Yeah, I thought AZ wins that 100% after Makalele's in the air, and he hits that first headshot. Makalele's aim was really good right there, though, to finish that kill off. No, they had the bomb down in a very awkward spot. I think G2 handled it really well. MSL was actually about to throw another smoke. I think it would have been in his best interest to let go of it earlier because G2 were just waiting for that to go so they could just execute on the one player they knew was there and isolate the other one in a 1v1. But the trades are crazy, as you're mentioning. Like Schneider always being there, but he is always in like a very like strange position in a situation where you wouldn't even expect him to trade.
This is a pretty big round for Dignitas. Probably one of the most important rounds so far, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but they went for a force buy there.
Oh
Max
my God.
Evans and Pistol Kevlar. So that
I didn't
was,
even realize.
Yeah, that was a pretty big round for them, and now you can see they're back onto a bad economy. So that could be a 1-for-3 round.
That is a pretty interesting decision. Again, a 1v1, right? The incentive is there. But it's such a low buy. I mean, you could steal back the momentum on train. Would you have forced up there? I mean, it's just such a much of a
not on a
so much
like
less
train.
of a buy than what G2 had last round.
I think it's too risky on a map that's super CT sided because suddenly
Agreed.
when your economy collapses, it becomes T sided for like what 2 to 3 rounds we're gonna see here, and that's almost too much to give away to the terrorists. Like they can easily hit 5 rounds, and I mean I kind of do feel that train is about that 10-5 map these days.
Honestly, I feel like they should have just bit the bullet and gone for this double eco originally, because yes, they've got a buy up here, but it's probably going to be without an... Okay, I was going to say without an AWP, but Pimp can just scrape by with one and Kevlar.
Oh, has armor too, wow.
They got no defuse kit, and Kinguin, I feel like, can always get on sites. If they just push B, they're likely going to be able to execute onto this, so I do worry a tiny bit for Dignitas.
Yeah, I'm actually happier to see they have less nades and less FAMASes because of that. Oh, wow, nice pick from Makalele. Pretty much no chance in that position to hit that shot if he lines it up correctly.
Wow,
and they don't find the
alive?
trade. Schneider should have had his CZ.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Forget that A1S. Just go for the CZ or the FAMAS. But Fox going to bring down MSL as he was trying to push up and get some information into those white halls, and Fox says no as he's waiting around. So AZ, Kirby, and Schneider are the mans left up. Did Schneider try to combine elements of AZ and Kirby to put into his new name? He took the Z from AZ. He took the whole the J thing from Kirby.
I think it's just like Swedish phonetics.
Yeah, but he never spelled it like that before. He just like spelled it like Schneider. But yeah,
Schneider.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Anyways, pushing inner.
It's like a Spooter Schneider.
Yeah, pretty much. Where's his profile pic? They need to get just a Spooter Dignitas man, like little face thing. That'd be hilarious. Makalele up top, 30 HP, a man that probably should have died a long time ago in this round, and, well, he finally goes down. Schneider on the assist, and Kirby from long range with the A4.
Huge round.
Yeah, sorry, go.
No, it's just, I can't believe how Dignitas pulled that one back, because they lost the first play, didn't they? Pimp died first.
Yeah, that's right. They lost to a very clean opening pick. No trade happened. Op was still on the board for G2. Very impressive. And Dignitas has actually blown that 5v3. G2 have won a round 3v5. So there's a lot to say about that. And, you know, that was a very defining round. This one for me is also very defining just because this is the round that is going to... is the only next round that's going to count for 2. And possibly, is going to denounce a very dominant half for one team or the other. Maybe more so for Dignitas if they're able to win it. But being good financial standing, earning yourself an eco to buffer for the next round, that's going to be enormous. So
Absolutely. And you can see as well the formation of Dignitas is almost a 4-1 formation, just the one player on B. MSL's going to get some help coming through on connector. 3 players scampering through. It's a fake actually onto the slice. MSL doesn't even have to peek just yet. I think, did he just see the very end of the barrel sticking out, Dennis?
wow.
I think he may have. And there we go. He's landed the headshot. That should secure the bomb plant for them. And now Dignitas in a retake scenario. They have plenty of utility, including Molotovs to throw. But that's going to be huge for Pimp as he lands the shot onto Dennis. And Orpa, I was just about to say, Makalele's still in play, but not for long. Schneider headshots him down. This retake is on now. It's going to be difficult to flush these two out of upper, though.
Oh, there goes that Molotov that we so often expect here from the terrorists holding on. This one's, you know, coming out pretty early. It'll allow another, what, 7 or 7.5 seconds to take off that bomb. And
No kit.
Fox actually peeks out real quick. And yeah, no kit. You got to be out of time. Curie trying to pick up that Dragon Lore and get out of here. Switches to the Shadow. Daggers turns right and will get away. Pretty
Plus
clenching
that
moment,
good.
so it's a good thing he's got the butt plugs. You're welcome, chat.
Yeah, that's a rough one to lose. Do you see they entered with the bomb there? I mean, okay, Dennison first, I get that. But
Yeah,
Dennis
he
came
was
first
the
with
only
bomb by
one that
himself.
went onto the
No
site.
one came with him, yeah. And it was ironic because it worked so well because MSL actually pushed for information, didn't see anything, fell off. Dennis saw him, and then went back through Pop Dog. Dennis hit a beautiful shot, but was in kind of like a very sketchy position. I think what was good from Dennis was that he didn't make too much noise once he was down there, didn't panic at all. And in that regard, did outplay their inner player. Easy.
Awkward.
Try to get what he
Just
can
awkward. Now Dignitas again, they're feeling the pinch here. They've got themselves an AWP in the hands of Kirby, and he is now the last remaining player coming through connector. I think that Molotov may have just stopped him from pushing through. And he's going to be taking a different direction here, different route through onto the site. At what point do you reckon he should just save? If he
No.
doesn't land his first shot?
Oh!
Man.
Well,
So you think
wait.
he should have saved before?
Wait a
going for the
second.
frag?
Did Makalele hit him? With the jumping off shot? He got an assist for that kill.
Maybe, or you just hit him earlier in the round.
Well, I want to believe that it was just them.
I don't. Say no to jumping off shots.
Spy again, man. This is rough.
Yeah, I don't know about that last one. I mean, feel like they should have conceded to a single save at least. Oh my god, I'm having the worst resolution problems right now.
Oh, Yakum! Sprays down MSL. AZ goes to peek, tries to get the trade, and just gets caught with the stray bullet immediately in the face. So Yakum takes 2. Now a third is taken down as he'll bring down Kirby. So only Schneider and Pimp left up. Probably Schneider for not much longer, 19 HP. And you're fighting a FAMAS. So yeah, even though Yakum gets hit in the face, he's against a FAMAS. He's got 4 kills. He's on for the ace. He's just got to bring down Pimp, who is also an inner. And I wonder if Yakum, I mean, all right, he's been spotted. Dennis is... Oh, Dennis, I thought he was going to call it out and try to get his teammate the ace. Because he was kind of looking at him for a while, but no, just
Dennis
setting up
says
his
no.
aim and taking the shot. AZ's, that's salty. He's saying nice shot, but he doesn't mean it. There was no nice shot.
AZ skins. That was the joke at the time when they beat NIP. I think I said it once. I think like you gave me credit for it, but it wasn't my joke.
Yeah, I'm willing to give you credit for it.
All right.
You're the new owner. So
Well, it's going to have
Dignitas
to come down
are,
to the Eagles here, I feel.
yeah,
Have Dignitas blown this from an economic
I
perspective?
think so.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Decision making.
Too much greed, man. Like going for 4 spies when it wasn't really on. I prefer them to just save, get AWPs, get more grenades, defuse kits and such. But that being said, in this round, on almost the full eco, they've in a 3v2 scenario. Still, I think Kinguin should come out on top here. Pimp's low, obviously no armor, so aim punch is a real thing right now. And
Wow.
the jumping headshot's always going to put a damper on things. There we go. Dennis is going to pick up the last 2.
Yeah.
So
By the
Kinguin
way, I
take it.
watched that back on the stream. Makalele actually hit him with a jumping off shot in the leg.
That is disgusting.
from
I'm
that
done.
there. Yeah, I'm done. But yeah, it maybe has been bad decision making, which is kind of the last thing that you want to look at a team and say when you watch their game. Because if the economic decision making is sound, it's totally like, you know, you do that during freeze time. You can talk about it together. It's very easy to make good decisions. The issue is that when you lose the rounds that you shouldn't lose, do you eat the loss or do you risk stealing back the economy in a big way with a low percentage chance of winning the round. And Dignitas have taken the option to, once they have really lost a crucial round, not saved once, but simply try to double down, go all or nothing, and that's resulted in like a 2-to-1 ratio for G2.Kinguin in terms of rounds.
There's Schneider, though. Oh, peeking off the back of blue. Does bring down Rain, but Dennis is there for the trade. Kirby goes on top of the green train, is going to try to work himself around. I don't know if those footsteps of dropping will have been heard, but players have pushed through, so Kirby's actually just too slow. They're going through Z, and that's Dennis coming in. The op shot from Pimp misses, and it looks like he might have got dinked in the head because he was experiencing some aim punch, and he did not have the helmet. So Kirby, 1 versus 3, I mean, all they can do is try to save, and even if he does, they're not going to really be able to put anything into the next round.
I feel like it looks kind of awkward, the shadow daggers, like when you move around. Have you ever had one?
No, I was thinking of selling my Huntsman and
Please
buying
no.
the same pattern.
Please no. I was curious of Vin's thought as well. Oh no, I like the thought. I like the flip animation, but when you're holding them out, they're just kind of small.
Kappa.
So tight butthole.
I'm just not a fan, and I was speaking to Joe yesterday. I think even maybe on cast or the day before. Every day's became one now at this point.
Pretty much.
But we were talking about this, and Joey seems to love them, and I
Yo,
absolutely can't
I love
stand
the
them.
1-2 punch on the left clicks. It's so cool.
1-2 punch.
You're like,
okay.
God, and then you right click and get them both. It's sick. I don't know.
Yeah, they need to have like an MK10 soundboard for the.
They're just different.
So, to get back onto the game, we've got 2 AWPs for Kinguin on T side. What's your take on this, Launders? Like, I'm not too sold on this idea.
It's probably ridiculous. We'll see. They can also pick up gun. Oh, okay. There's an opt down. There's a
Ouch.
trade. It's probably really ridiculous. Like, you can have 2 places you can go for an op pick, but it's not last round. So, at some point, like maybe even drop that for a rifle. If you're down a man, then you'll only have 1 op or something like that. But like, if you two have great spawns and you can buy next round, then think about it. But yeah, they might also just feel like they're very in control as we see them just trading out very nicely here. MSL again, once again the only player left alive, and they know he's coming from Z, the inner player, and obviously a little bit too wise this time to just run through, but can't really expect to get away with this.
I think there's a problem when there's 2 players for G2.Kinguin working outside. We know that Dignitas is more or less playing 4 outside, 1 inner, and 2 people just take outside versus 4. Like there's the problem. They're kind of playing a mixture of too aggressive and too laid back, but I don't know if they're setting up like their angles, or maybe they should take a more passive approach when playing 4 outside, because their 2 aggressive players go down 2 for the 1 of Kinguin, and then just like that, you know, Kinguin's got a man advantage on the terrorist side of Train, and things fell apart pretty quickly after that.
2 interesting things I think about this map are that Ivy control is really, really important, and it's really nice for T's to be able to come up Ivy on a split, and also that forward A control is really important, so you really need a lot of people to cover outside, I think, on the new Train.
The police,
So I love
the police are
Ivy
coming
pushes.
for
Think about how
Launders.
much better this round is for them now they've pushed Ivy.
Yeah, I like
the cops are
the
coming.
CT Ivy push you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the CT Ivy push,
Yeah,
yeah.
and they didn't. Like, I agree, you need people to cover outer, and 4 outer, 1 inner is not uncommon, but the fact that they just were all in the outer yard and got picked apart.
Oh,
there's
did they
4
spot
of
him
them.
MSL? That's so rough. They saw his blood, too.
Yeah, I would just say that they might just want to check it. Schneider's caught them off in that situation a few times. MSL, though, with quick thinking, puts out the flames with that smoke. So they'll stay up, and, well, Dignitas will keep the man advantage 5-on-4.
The other rotation, though, they took 4 players towards B, and I can see Kinguin just go straight through onto the site. AZ with a pretty big frag, though. It's not going to stop the bomb from being planted. 5-on-3. You'd fancy Dignitas to finally get themselves back around after 6 in a row to Kinguin. But Makalele's going to make it that much more difficult. Here comes the spray down from Dennis. 1 frag gets traded out. But is that going to be enough damage for Dignitas to now just slip away in this round? And see the trade out with the AK-47. It's all Makalele. They know where he is. They've got no kits, though. And here comes Makalele. He's faking.
Oh, so
God, he's gonna
close.
fake going up the train. So close yet so far. Dignitas will take it, but only just.
That would have been super hype. I kind of envisioned it happening,
So did
but can't expect it to have worked most of the time. That being said, the losing team always wins the last round. It's just how it goes. you're this dominant, you're up on like the unfavorable side by such a big margin, and it's 10-5, but it's 10-5 like 10T rounds. You do end up playing a little bit more loose, I think, towards the end, the last couple of rounds. It's just such a common occurrence to me. I don't think it's a fallacy of just those rounds standing out when I watch the games, but I just really feel like when you have a dominant performance on the harder side, but towards the end of the half, like the last 1 or 2 rounds, those rounds you typically can lose, and we see it happen quite often. And I don't think it's gonna even factor too much into Kinguin's half. They're gonna feel really good about this.
Whoa, Schneider getting blocked up as some of his team are posting. Well, I guess really, who is it? It's Makaleli that has the smoke for Kinguin. It's Pimp that has it for Dignitas, and it has been thrown. And here they go, rushing into the outer yard. Only one coming from ladder, the other from the mid room. But look at the stack up in Z. They've boosted on the little hut. They've got one in the green train, one Ivy. So very heavy outer defense. But Schneider and Kirby have already gone to the bomb train. They've got those frags. That leaves Dennis. Well, and now just Dennis as Fox and Makaleli bite the dust. Kirby getting those pistol round headshots. He's got a 3K. Dennis is going to throw that smoke for some cover, and he'll just push right through it. And he's going to go right up top. He gets the shot onto Kirby, so a 3K is all he will get. Falling down the ladder, almost lands on Schneider's head to get that accuracy back. Go figure. And now he's left in a 1 versus 2, pushing forward. He's got to find these frags, trying to fake on the ladder. I'm not even sure if that made noise. Behind the E-Box is Pimp. He's super low and AZ. Peeking out with 100 HP and armor. He would have been the tougher target, and he holds on for his team.
All right, I think it's a beautiful time. Like, I don't think there's a better game that we've casted that would deserve a second half after pistol prediction. I don't think this is beautiful. Like, I actually don't know who's going to win this game. I feel like that pistol is very convincing for Dignitas. They're coming into this underdogs, but very good team. Really comparable results overall. Kinguin, 2 beasts, and I feel like Dignitas T-Sider is not going to be that bad. I think it's going to be very good, actually. So let's
I'll go 16-13 Kinguin.
That's very fair, Joey.
I don't want to play. Can I go 15-15?
Wow.
Damn.
Okay, so who wins an OT?
I got to go all the way OT prediction.
I mean, the game finishes.
I mean, always, right? You think that one team's going to win, still it goes to OT, then they just win an OT, so I'll go like, I got to even think of what possible
who won OT?
What are possible OT
or
scores?
Who won
I'm going to say
the
19.
first 15
I'm going to say 19 Kinguin.
19-15 Kinguin.
Not 19-15, 19 like 16, 19-16. I don't know, Launders. Can we just say, I'm just saying it 15-15. What's yours before this round is over?
I don't know.
Wow.
Wow.
It's the best time just because it's so ridiculous. Okay, we knew they were going to win that round. I'm still going to throw out a prediction. So I'll say this is going to be a good 16-14 Dignitas. That's what I'm going to say.
Ooh,
all right.
nice.
So I
mean, it's not too much. It's not too much farther than like a 16-13 Kinguin, right? It's like a
true.
Yeah.
It can get, it could really
Or
a couple crucial
or a
rounds
tie.
type of thing.
The people want the tie.
Yeah.
People overtime on train, I
Yeah,
feel like is cool because everyone
who
has
wins the viewers.
economy. All right, so Pimp with that opening frag. Rain with the pistol though does chime in, does get the trade, but Kirby and MSL taking down some more. So it's just Dennis and Yakum left up with some pistols, trying to do what they can. Yakum with a 5.7 and Kevlar, and ooh, Dennis.
That spot.
Sneaky beaky like.
Oh, no, he's missed it. So awkward.
Kill is not confirmed.
You can never complain about the USP accuracy.
Nope.
That happens sometimes, though.
It just does
But here
5
we go.
damage to the chest.
Kinguin have a full buy now, though. This is where things could get a bit interesting for Dignitas. And I think a lot of the issues for Dignitas on their CT side, with their kind of derpy force buys at times, won't be as much of an issue on T side, of course. It's just much cheaper, much easier to get the economy flung with just a couple bomb plants here and there. So I think that could be a factor as well. But I think this is a pretty crucial round for Kinguin, honestly.
Schneider, Kirby already taking him down, so Dignitas just continues their aggression outside. Schneider is brought down. He was one of the ones with high HP. So many people are low. Well, okay, they've mostly been cleaned up. It's now just AZ on 15 HP, and, well, it's only Dennis. And his 1v2 is not that winnable, and they're so hard in that outer yard, so he goes down to Kirby.
That was a messy round. It was just Dignitas coming outside, taking it quickly, not setting up for set smokes, throwing their hell smoke when they got there, and using Schneider to his best advantage, and that's entry fragging. And it's really great for them that they have a tool like Schneider. You know, this is a man that's won a major. He's got a lot of confidence, and as an entry fragger, a very good aim. So, kind of fighting fire with fire versus. I feel like Schneider is someone who could end up on Kinguin. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
I feel like that could happen very easily.
These nades!
Wow, those did so much damage.
They're still going to get taken down though. Those nades were ridiculous at the start. Kirby with 3 kills, but here comes Dennis. They line up for him to an extent, and Pimp is pretty low. So I'm not going to write him off just yet. That grenade very nearly does serious damage to him. But instead just tickles him more than anything else. But he's picked up the first one. He's still got 87 HP to play with. Pimp is pushing his location.
Oh,
Dennis
wow.
misses the spray. I feel like aim punch may have came into effect there as well. But what a round for Dignitas to win. But geez, Kinguin nearly took that in an eco round.
No, I mean, great nades is just answered back to Dignitas's. They read Dignitas perfectly. You know, Dignitas, they're like, Pimp's gonna say, do the exact same thing, or you know, let's take outer fast again. They can't stop us, or this is an eco round. Stick together and trade. And they, you know, came out Z and honestly, if one of those nades were any better, they probably got 2 kills off of them. And that one into ladder. That was actually very, very close to killing Dennis as well, who almost won that round. So tumultuous round indeed.
Wow, Dennis, so blind. He was trying to play right in front of that smoke to be super annoying. AZ, that doesn't quite work anymore. The jump onto the ladder and, you know, bork your hitboxes.
Though, bro, huh?
Yeah, but it is a great place to launch some nades. So AZ confirmed Brett Favre. 4-on-4 right now. Bomb has been planted. Dignitas are getting pretty low, getting picked apart. MSL will fall. Some of them are in the upper halls, but they don't have that Molotov or anything that we see so often. And as Metuz pointed out yesterday, a lot of times teams just drop in that smoke to avoid it in the first place. And now it's all on AZ. Does get that one more frag. Has got to stay alive and buy that time. Can't find the player up top. And, well, let's go down. Yeah, no kits. Well, Fox had one, but he was too far away, so the bomb will blow. Getting expensive here for Dignitas, but another round, and they've taken the lead 11-10.
That's a tough one.
It is. At least they save it up, though, I guess. There's like a slight saving grace. But that's 6 rounds in a row now to Dignitas, I should say. G2.Kinguin have not won a single round on the CT side.
Similar
This is
treatment.
getting scary.
7.
Similar
Yeah,
treatment
yeah.
that Kinguin has given them. We've seen so many 1v1s.
Will we see some more going into round 22? Gamers 2 Kinguin with a bit more to offer in terms of equipment value. They've got 3 kits this time. The op coming back out onto Makalele. And let's see, he's taking that over to Z. Now back to Inner. He'll help Dennis, who has been playing lower. MSL and AZ pop flashing and trying to just work in a little bit as the bomb is down.
I think it counted 7 1v1s. That's an absolutely like ridiculous number. In terms of rounds that are in the hands of one player versus one player. Wow.
Yeah, kind of gets one-wayed by his own smoke there.
Awkward. Big pick-off, though. It's AZ, one of the standout players, and currently the top of the scoreboard. Not top fragging. Pimp's got 20 to AZ's 19. But still, that's definitely a big player to take down. Kirby pushes through, spots the player in E-box. Fantastic. Just tap across there with the headshot. MSL and Schneider. Pimp again.
What?
And another time where Kinguin have got the opening pick, and then just everything crumbles around them. A 3-on-1 for Dennis. He's top fragging for his team with 22. He's spotted Pimp, but the issue is that he himself has been spotted too, and he's about to go down. He's been dropped to 15. There we go. Schneider will seal it up nicely. Dignitas, 7 rounds in a row now.
Sounds like would have killed all 3 of them in that one spray. No problem.
No problem. Easy.
The
It's pretty close, honestly.
what is the Dignitas magic right now? Because it seems like I'm waiting for a round to start, and then Dignitas look for information, go down a man, 4v5, and then hit outer and completely dominate, take out like 2 to 3 players at a time. One thing to note is they always hit their entry frag on when they do a full execute, either with 4 players or 5.
I mean, Yakum was up on the T mid train and was in a position where, I mean, he got 1 kill and then it kind of didn't even go checked. Should have had the second, but if it wasn't for some quick aiming and a flick shot from Schneider that I was really impressed with, I mean, it might have gone Kinguin's way. That would have kind of slowed down their approach. As I mean, the trains are really high in CS:GO. Like if you're kind of close, you can't even see on top of them. you got to back up far away. So it would have slowed him down. But instead, Strider hits the shot, and they just keep on pushing out and getting those frags. And I mean, the calls honestly might just be team, go, kill. And that's exactly what Dignitas is doing.
Yeah, I agree.
But the double op adjustment comes out from Kinguin here.
Some do it on the T side. I think it's much more viable on the CT side overall. But maybe today train T-sided confirmed.
Pretty much.
Only had 5 rounds so far on the CT side go through successfully, which is a pretty crazy statistic. We're around 24. But either way, no early casualties. For one of the first times, like typically we've already had a death or two at this stage. This is a much slower paced round for Dignitas. But they have spotted Dennis, and MSL comes out second best. Dennis only took 26 HP worth of damage. A good trade for G2.Kinguin early on here, but how many times have we seen them get the first frag and then just collapse?
Yeah. Always going for that info at inner. I would be wise, I think, for Kinguin to rotate here. And it's going to be up against basically 4 players. No one at Ivy. Favorable for Kinguin, I think.
Yeah, Fox brings down Pimp, but look at Schneider and AZ who find 2 frags to even it up to the 3-on-3 right now. Kirby's still alive, has a smoke to retreat. Schneider's going to grab another. That's onto Yakum. So once again, Dennis finds an opening pick, shutting down the information gathering portion of the round on inside. Now he's making the rotation. He's found 2 from behind. Kirby with 21 HP. Grenade going. That brings Dennis down to 30, so it's very even right now. 20 seconds at Kirby. Will he try to plant behind? Will he plant initially right in front or even in between? And yeah, he goes right in between. So now it's up to Dennis to just move forward, spots him behind the tanker, and hits the shot. So Dennis wins the 1 versus 3, gets a 4K because, of course, he got the first kill in the round as well.
My God, they were relying on him so much. He has to, you know, he could have won so many 1v3s, came very close. This is a really bad life for Kinguin. They had no one coming from Ivy. Two players coming out T-Con, 2 coming out ladder. They had 5v4 once again. They shut down the lurk inner. They still couldn't win the round. I mean, you know, Dennis did just clutch that 1v3. But honestly, like Dignitas, in terms of confidence, know that they can take out or win if they want.
I feel a bit sorry, honestly, for Dennis right now. He's dropping, you know, a pretty comfortable 27 for 17, and this team is still losing by 2 rounds.
Yeah,
That's got to feel bad, man. And, well, they are going to go 1-4 on trade. This is going to favour Dignitas, of course, coming into this one. But that's a big frag from Fox. Important, crucial kill. AZ and Pimp are both pretty low as well in this round. One of which is just doing the work, and that's AZ. This is a 2-on-2. On face value, you're thinking this should be so easy for the CTs, but we've seen Dignitas pull off some crazy rounds. This is not going to be one of them. Makalele with his 3rd, and Kinguin finally bounced back and reduced that deficit to just 1 round.
yeah, much better defense. And Dignitas, you know, we're taking rounds out slowly. Then they started out quick, and then they started going a little bit more methodical. Took some time to get that lurk inner, go outer. This round they decided to cancel out lurk inner. It never worked, period. Dennis shut them down. That was where the first frag of the round came. Most rounds that they, well, they were actually able to win. But now Kinguin have 2 in a row. And at a certain point, it only becomes about results and not so much what you can do in a round. And the thing is for Dignitas, this is a very interesting caveat to what they've done. So they're not wasting a player inner. Kinguin are also not pushing inner for information. And they have an Ivy split, so this might be a new strategy that Kinguin might not be so happy to see here. Rain, though, man of the hour.
Yeah, he's in a good spot, and you talked about the importance of Ivy here on this map for your outside defense, and we kind of almost saw it ignored by both teams, but as Kinguin continue to shut down the outer yard push, Dignitas now adapt their strategies and still taking outside, but coming in with a different approach. AZ was lurking around inner, comes down the ladder, and we've boiled it all down to a 2-on-2, and Kinguin are just not out of the woods yet, right? Their economy is still low. Dignitas still with a ton of money in reserve, at least going into this round. They can reset Kinguin here, and they will. MSL hits the final shot onto Dennis, so Dignitas at this point are pretty poised to just take the map, or at least get to match point, which would then again ensure that overtime, assuming Kinguin can claw back into it from a 15-12. What will they do? Money is tight, and they will force up for the win and not go for the bye to tie in round 28.
You see how Rain didn't throw that molly down, Metuz?
Indeed.
Yeah, he could have done, I think, a little bit more, at least passively, in terms of nade usage from where he was at Ivy, being the solo man there. I mean, they smoked the right side out, to be fair to Dignitas, but wasn't too much of a help to his team when 3 people were coming from Ivy, unfortunately.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's been a couple of mishaps. But here we go, Kinguin. As Joey said, this is pretty much to save their stake in this map. And that 16-13 prediction you made, Launders, is looking pretty good right now, I've got to say.
Thanks.
He'll win with Price is Right rules.
I've already lost mine. I'm so done. Joey's still in the running though, right?
I am still in the running. I really got to hope for the... got to cheer for the jump scouter. I'm not proud of myself.
He's a jump opper too, so...
And a jump opper.
Look at this formation, though, from Kinguin. This is super aggressive play. You can understand why with this buy-up that they have, with the pistols and Max 7, they pretty much have to play this way.
This is an AZ gangbang.
Whoa.
What needs to happen?
We've already had butt plugs and now gangbang. Okay. I like where this is going. Wait, what? So they're going to push through Ivy.
R-rated casts, by the way.
This is going to really hamper Kinguin, who have gone for that stack towards Pop Dog. But here comes Makalele, spots the information. The rest of his team should be moving in. If he lands either of those shots, this is doable. But here we go. The cavalry is charging on in from G2.Kinguin. But it's Dignitas that are coming out on top. And honestly, this is not good enough for G2.Kinguin. They needed to win this round, and pretty convincingly as well. The bomb's been planted. Mag 7 is going to do nothing from this range. That smoke may allow Jacob to just push away, but of course the bomb is ticking down ever so quickly. And I think G2 just want to save this AK. 15-12.
15-12 looking bleak, and they can save this AK, but the rest of their teammates spent all their money. They are all pretty low, so it's not going to be much of a buy next round either, to be fair. But at the same time, if you have no chance on a peak like that.
Oh, you don't, man.
No.
It's impossible. If only you could shoot through those 4-inch thick walls.
That's why the meta is baiting the peak, or assuming where they'll be when you peak.
Yeah, I really dislike that. Just gonna
I actually like
that.
that.
Really?
I actually like that a little bit more. Yeah, I think that like the peak psychology is so important now that if you are really good, like sometimes it comes down to how confident are you in terms of visualizing what's on the other side of the wall because of how you think that person is going to play you in that peak. It's not, it's pretty obvious a lot of the times, I think, and I think it's fun like that. It can lack compensation. I think overall is not a great thing, but I kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean it can be pretty tough on LAN, especially since a lot of the stuff went server side. Like, I mean, have you been killed yet without even like seeing a person peek? Online?
Online? No, I haven't. I haven't online actually.
Dude,
I've seen it happen though. It looks ridiculous.
I've been calling cheats like left
that
and right
personally.
Since the patch, and I feel like a scumbag for it. But then I go and watch the demo back. I'm like, oh, like that guy just peeked me, and I just didn't see him. Like, okay.
Yeah. Have you, Vince? I really just have not like had that happen yet, or not any worse.
Oh, look at Rain though. 2 deagle headshots to maybe keep his team in this, but AZ and Pimp saying no. Pimp grabs a double. He's down to 30 HP. He will plant the bomb. Makalele once again with the scout, but not connecting. And maybe there's a chance, but it's going to be a difficult round here for Kinguin to try to bring this one home. And Dennis trying to aim over that train. Train pretty much the headshot ledge here, and he will hit the shot. Now he's going to move forward. Has to deal with the player. Spots one at E-Box. That E-Box was disappearing for me. That was really weird. MSL will kill Makalele. We've come down to the one-on-one. HP more or less the same, 31 to 38. MSL up the ladder, but look at the time. That's what he's playing. He's playing the clock, not so much the man, and there it is. Dennis touches the bomb, but he can't defuse it fast enough.
Dennis is a god. How many kills does he have? 31.
31.
Wow. All of them impact frag. I mean, he's almost closing out every 1v3. He's gone huge. I mean,
absolutely.
That was so well played too.
Total beast. Worrying sign though for G2.Kinguin. Their choice of map. Remember, they got 2 rounds on CT side in total.
Wow.
That is. I don't know how you come back from that, man. That's got to be demoralizing.
AZ skins, AZ life.
It's suited though.
I still don't get it. Can someone explain it to me?
I'm going to talk about me personally because I made that pred.
Yeah, whatever. Price is Right saved you, and you know it. So now what I'm worried about is, Train has been picked. This is a map that we're thinking Gamers2King we're going to do better on. Dignitas won't really feel super comfortable here, but they come out swinging on their T side. I mean, both teams did, but of course, Dignitas just a bit harder as they're able to close it out. And now we go over to a map like Inferno, another probably the most CT-sided map right now, and the map that will play the slowest because of the smoke games, Smoke Strike, Smoking Offensive, as Inferno, you know, go back to that meme. I wonder if, like, what are we thinking here for Gamers 2? They don't play this map often. They've played, what, Fnatic and SK on it. This bot is crouch walking. Sorry.
It would be Kevin.
Yeah, that's spot Kevin.
That's our Kevin operator. That's what he looks like when he's on free roam.
Oh, Rain killed him. But anyway, the chances of, like, I don't know. I feel like at this point, Dignitas have almost penciled in this series 2-0, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It seems like that.
Metuz?
Yeah. No, I agree. I completely agree. I was just asking the admins, actually, if that is Dignitas officially qualifying for LAN. Like, mathematically speaking, this would put them, if they win this map, like 8-1 and 2, I think, and they would be at the top of the scoreboard by quite a distance in the league. So I think this may very well qualify them for LAN. That one map victory.
Yeah, I think Davis was telling me
this week.
before we started that if they win, he might have said if they win today, so maybe they do need 2 more points. Maybe it was just on a tie. But yeah, Dignitas is someone you're definitely expecting based on the season they had so far. Dignitas and Titan is what, 6-0 right now? So they've got many points.
And Kinguin actually have, like, they only have 1 loss as well. They just have less games played than Dignitas. So
yeah, they could really use a point off of Dignitas too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
But what we'll do, guys, we'll take a quick break as we're just waiting on a couple more players to ready up here as we go over to Inferno. This is the pick of Dignitas, and this is only the first best of 2 of 3. You're watching CEVO MLG, brought to you by CSGO Lounge, MSI, and, of course, Alpha Draft. Play fantasy esports for cash today on Alpha Draft. I'm Helium, and this is the triple cast also with Launders and Metuz. We'll be back in just a little bit, so stay tuned.